Okay, so it's January 24th, 2022. It's about 9:30 EST, and this is the new core repository in the Upper Peninsula. The old one was closer to Marquette. It's the first time I've been to this one. Right by the airport soil. These are rock cores. These are not this anymore. These are just 1-inch cores wide. That's the depth in feet. You can see it's 10 feet. This one little box. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You can see that the sandstone is red and hematitic in some places. In places it is not. But that's basically how these work. Now these are wood. Not all the core boxes are wood like this. Some are cardboard, some are plastic. And this More core where it's wide might actually be an 8-foot runs. I forget, but I'll let you know when I get there. This here is actually a piece of the Jacobsville. It's the group overlying the Frida. I just wanted to take a quick look at it. I'm going to show you some Frida later, but for right now, that's the depth in feet. And as you can see, this obviously isn't a 10-foot run. This is 2, 4, 6 feet. So these cores are huge. I've already taken a sample from the lower Frida, and it was a 2-inch core, or slightly bigger actually, and it was an 8-foot run. So as I do this here, probably gonna take a sample. I mean, this thing is huge, and we're talking at a depth of 1,238 feet. We've got a core this wide. You can tell by looking at it, it's pretty intact. You have a little bit of missing stuff, and this is only in the top part. You come over here, this is closer to the bottom, 6701. So the core isn't quite as deep as I thought it was, but close. 6701 feet is what? 1.25 miles, something like that. I could be completely wrong. I'm just trying to guess. So if these have the black ties on them, apparently that means they've never been opened since this thing was drilled, whenever it was, 70s or 80s. I don't exactly remember. That includes this one. So I'm the first person to lay eyes on these in like 40 odd years since the guy put them in a box. This is the top of the Frida, near the top. So I will be taking some samples here as well. Probably from this part. This looks pretty coarse. Because remember, when you're pulling detrital zircons, you want as coarse a sediment as possible to get the biggest zircons possible, because those are easier to date. When you request cores, it helps to know what depths you want, although you may not really know. They'll bring them out to you like this. And this is the More core drilled by Amoco. The date on this form is October 1984, but this one here, 541.2, 548.9, this one is near the top, so you get that big core. And there's another one, someone drilling out when it was taken. But this one here, about 2,600 feet. And it goes down to a 2-inch core, slightly bigger. It's actually slightly bigger because it was 2-inch. These would likely be 10-foot runs, and these are only 8-foot, as where these are only 6-foot. So it's slightly bigger than a 2-inch core. And this is real pretty looking. I think it looks really cool. Now, I do have permission to record in here. I'm not going to take you into the actual library, but I want to say something real quick. These type of facilities are important for study. These facilities just keep on file a library, except it's not paper books, it's rock cores and rock samples for future study like I'm doing now. So they have a purpose. I mean, it's not like this place encourages exploratory drilling. They're gonna do what they're gonna do anyway. And eventually, if it isn't destroyed, they'll give the core to us. And this one, of course, is one of my favorite, because at the bottom are volcanics of the Mid-Continent Rift, and then you get a little bit of what looks like Copper Harbor, then none such, and it's faulted a little bit, and then you get the Frida and Jacobsville, and then above that you get the Cambrian before it's covered with glacial stuff. So you get a nice complete sequence of the Frida and close to the Jacobsville. So that's why the stuff like this is important. I don't think they actually found anything they wanted in this one, but you know, 40 odd years later, people are about, plus or minus, people are still pulling samples so they can study them. Here's the sample bags for lab study. These are markers on the core, which is what they do as they try to line it up in the box, draw markers. And those are the bags for detrital zircons. That's cool. That must be the old office. Yeah. You see the ripple marks. I must have done this right when it was initially drilled to get a lithology sample.
It's incredible. It looks incredible.
1974, or wait, no, and there are all the cores that I looked at today, just from the St. Amour. I looked at another core too, but I didn't take any samples because it wasn't. That was fun. We come back.
Sure.